But how about Deandre Ayton? Another new addition for their team and another guy that both JJ Redick and Rob Pelinka had plenty to talk about with him. Redick talking about his offense, being a former first overall draft pick, him playing with a Redick former teammate and Chris Paul, how that has helped Deandre Ayton, the pick and roll game feel that he has, and hopefully how that will translate to himself and Luka Doncic. Redick had a lot to talk about with him, and here's what he had to say.
Obviously, getting Deandre Ayton in the offseason was a big acquisition. Just would love to hear you just expand on how important of a role he's going to have, how critical he's going to be to this team, and just what some of your expectations are for him as the season begins.
His expectations are no different than any other player. I'll just say that. Again, it goes back to the daily commitment to those three things. This is a guy who was a number one pick, who has produced in every sort of situation he's been in, whether that's been early in his career, post Chris Paul trade. Like he's played in the NBA Finals, been the anchor of a defense and a starter on an NBA Finals team. So I think even just being in the gym with him the last couple weeks, this guy played pick and roll with Chris Paul. Like there's not a more detail-oriented player. Like his feel for two-man action is just super high, and really excited to see him play with Luka.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit to it and then let JJ address this. I mean, first and foremost, having a true center that is both great in the short roll when you have Deandre Ayton in pick and rolls with Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron. His ability to catch passes in the short roll, we've already seen some of that in sort of the player workouts that have been going on. He's also a lob threat. So just adding that dimension, his size is very real. And then we know that LeBron and Luka both have thrived with players that have that 3-and-D component. We felt like Jake LaRavia is a young player that is really good now and has a lot of growth left in him. And then Marcus Smart has proven to be an elite 3-and-D player at different points of his career. And our sports performance staff is working really hard with him to make sure he gets back to that form. It was just a couple seasons ago, I think he won Defensive Player of the Year. So there's still a lot to be excited about with adding him.
Simply put, Deandre Ayton is going to be a game changer for their team in the paint, and JJ Redick knows it too. Everything in regard to his lob threat ability, his pick and roll ability, his feel for the pick and roll game, even his mid-range shooting, and simply his touch around the rim. Then defensively, not only about the rim protection, but even more so the defensive rebounding in my opinion, something I've talked plenty about, and that being one of the Lakers' biggest problems from last season, their defensive rebounding, ability to stop their opponent from getting second chance points. That's something that Ayton will be guaranteed to help them with. And yes, guaranteed to help them with. It might not be guaranteed that he stays healthy for a full 82-game season, might not be that he's committed on both ends of the court every night, but it is guaranteed that he will be a good rebounder for their team. In fact, a great rebounder for their team. I mean, he's never averaged below 10 rebounds per game, literally ever in his now 6-year ongoing NBA career, averaging 10.2 rebounds per game last season, over 7 defensive rebounds per game, and over 3 offensive rebounds per game, ranking top 15 in all 3 categories. And then if you're talking about the paint production and the points per game, not to mention the second chance points, also very productive in that regard too. Ranking 22nd overall in points in the paint per game last season, despite playing fewer than many other players and many other centers around the NBA, scoring nearly 11 points in the paint per game, ranking 22nd overall again, then ranking 9th overall in second chance points per game, scoring 3.6 of them per game. So if you translate that to playing with Luka Doncic, LeBron, Austin Reeves, getting the paint touches with pick and roll play, dump offs around the rim, then cleaning up the mess and getting offensive rebounds, I think it's going to be a great fit for Deandre Ayton and simply what their team needed too. This coming during their introductory press conference in which they revealed a whole lot about the team, their potential future plans with the team, JJ Redick getting a new contract, and a whole lot about their new additions, especially about Marcus Smart and Deandre Ayton, the plans they have for them, how they have looked this summer, what Redick plans to do with them, and how they'll be involved within their rotation and how Redick will plan to implement them. We're going to talk about them, directly what Redick talked about, what Rob Pelinka talked about, and go through how that actually will apply to the on-court stuff, which again is really not too far away at this point. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.